Hi, Nick Sully here. Part of what we'd like to talk about is the science behind the process that allowed me to lose the weight and get more fit. And one of the key things to do right from the beginning is to get some kind of internal test of where your body's at physically. And I used the InBody test with an InBody machine at the DC Ranch Scottsdale Village. I made an appointment to get a free consultation from a trainer, Adam Sirachi, and the machine actually looks like, a scale you'd probably see in the shower area of the health club or something, but there's a couple of arms on it and it does some other things. And the ultimate thing that it does is it gives you a report based on your height, weight, gender, of what you are made up of, and then where it thinks you should go in terms of body fat and all those kinds of things. And just really quickly, and I have a whole guide on this, and I want to make sure that if you want more detail, to go there, because I'm going to go through this quickly, but it's really important to know, what your weight is. Okay, my weight at that time was 260, but it said I should lose I have an extra 56.4 pounds of body fat. My muscle was okay. It talks about your basal metabolic rate. Everybody, thinks their metabolism has slowed down. It probably really hasn't that much, but probably people haven't any clue how low it actually is. Mine was 2,062. So if I just sit around all day and kind of go about my normal life in an office or don't do any extra exercise or anything, I'm going to burn only about 2,000 calories. So it's very easy to gain weight if you're not aware of what your resting metabolism would be, right? So if you add activity to that, you burn extra calories that day, then you might have some more room to eat more food if that's what you want to do, if you want to maintain weight, just say. The other thing that's really important is the visceral fat level. The visceral fat is what's under your muscles and around your organs. It's the tough fat. It's the fat you can't pinch. It's why everybody feels like, how did I get so kind of big, but you can still kind of tap my gut and I feel like I got muscle there, because the fat's underneath it, and it's the last fat your body will burn. Very hard to get rid of unless you're on a continuous sort of program, that circle of motivation we talked about. You lose a little weight, you do a little bit more training, you do a little bit more activity, and then you circle back through that and you continuously go down. And eventually the body will get to the visceral fat. So in about a little over a year, my InBody went from 259 pounds to 200 pounds of total weight. My fat level went down to zero that it said I needed to get rid of. Basal metabolic rate didn't really change much. It stayed about the same. But the visceral fat level, that went down to 5 from 17. Under 10 is good. And I can tell you that I lost a lot of aches and pains. I lost a lot of, I was getting these colds, these sinus headaches. I was snoring supposedly, and now I'm not snoring anymore, which was a surprise to me. I didn't realize you get benefits like that. So there's all these, of course, I feel better walking around and not carrying as much weight, right? The joints, the knees, I can move around faster, I have more energy. All that stuff really was important to find out in this InBody test. And I had one of every 2 weeks, and I had one every 3 weeks, and now I have one about one every 4 or 5 weeks just to see what's going on. I went from 33% body fat to 14% body fat. That's when you start to feel the energy, when you start to get, say down into the teens. 33 was basically obese, and that's not a good thing to have associated with your name if you don't want it to be that way. So I'm going to talk about the how to get there part in terms of the nutrition side and what I do for food and how I eat, and I'll do that next. But I wanted you to make sure that you understood it's very important to get a baseline if you can. That would be really good to do. Thank you.